It's Week 11 of the National Football League. And we've got the Vikings, sure-handed wide receiver. He's going to be a busy man in the passing game. It's the Vikings and the Jets coming up next.
We are pleased, as always, to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They'll be led out by a Heisman runner-up during his college days. It's the versatile Jalen Hurts.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, Accentuate the Positive. That's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air. Receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're a running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring it down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
It may be cliche, but it is something that holds up over time, doesn't it? If you're the visitors, you don't want to let the crowd in the game early.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they did there. But you said also this defense, they're going to give them a lot of looks like we just saw there, aren't they?
They certainly are. They're a proud unit, and they're going to ride the momentum of this crowd with them, and that's why they got after them early.
Throwing on second and long. Hurts. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6. And they're going to be staring at a third and long here. Here's Hurts to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Barnes. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. Their opening drive here is going to result in a punt. They got 7 yards there, but not enough. Here's the Jets punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. 47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. So here come the Vikings as they get set for their first drive. And a glance here at their quarterback, standing 6'3".
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. The numbers for him from a week ago: 7 catches, 82 yards.
And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unit he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass. He had to have circled this one on the schedule and said to himself, this should be a big game.
Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll leave him with 3rd and a full yard to go. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll run for it with Achane. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. For the Vikings, it's 6-4 now on the year. They come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here. 2nd down at 6 now from the 42. Operating from the gun, McKinley. In trouble, and
he's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
A tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, and that is incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The Jets offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And his ability to use his legs has given the defense fits when trying to game plan. He's currently 2nd in the NFL in rushing yards by a QB. Throwing is Hurts. That'll be caught by Rice. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Hurts sets up to throw it. He's got his man. It's Andrews. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that will bring up 3rd and 1. Hurts with a quick throw, complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard. That's probably as simple of a throw as he'll have all game.
And good for everyone. Good for his completion percentage. Good for the receptions for the receivers. But you know how they work on that. They have footballs with no laces. So that as soon as you get the snap, you're just throwing the football. All right? You're not trying to find the laces and grip it a certain way. That takes time. Just get the ball and throw it. So that's how they practice it all the time now, too.
2nd and 10. Hurts. This one caught by his tight end, Andrews. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Now the first carry here for the running back. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That burst good for 20 and a first down. A much different second drive here, Charles. They go 3 and out the first time. This time they've been able to sustain something downfield.
And that's what often happens. You get the game started. You know, you have to get your footing underneath you. You have to get used to the flow of the game, the speed of the game. And sometimes that first drive is more of a probing drive. It appears they found something here in the second one.
He completes it to Hunter. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Here we go now on 1st and goal. From the gun, he'll hand this off. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
On 2nd and goal, they'll give it to him again. And he's going to bull his way down to about the 1-yard line. A very valuable 9-yard pickup, and now they're set up a little better here for 3rd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. A great play there with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jets will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. So they brought the extra bulk in down on the 1-yard line, and they're able to push this one across.
Yeah, I can just see your face right now because I know we're mind-melding on this one. Coach Madden would love this. Power football, hat on a hat, chest to chest, driving forward, touchdown.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
A run straight ahead with Achane. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football. Here now, 3rd and a yard. As they've got it as we resume action. On 3rd down, Achane. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. That gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? It looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you try to have a few men in the box there.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And that'll be complete to Dobbins. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point right down the middle, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. New York ready to go again offensively. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Boy, that's tough, Charles. First play of the drive, you're hoping to stay ahead of schedule. You take that huge sack, and now you're facing 2nd and a mile.
And the entire time, you were probably thinking the same thing I was. Either get rid of the ball safely, of course, or go down. The yardage he gave up on that play, that's going to be tough for them to make up.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Hurts. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Back to throw here. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. Able to pick up a dozen yards, but they needed more. 4th down. Here's the Jets punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. The Vikings offense and running back Devon Achane making their way back out. We'll take a look at the league leaders in receiving touchdowns out of the backfield. His numbers are superior to the rest of his peers at this point in the season. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they come in losers of 2 straight. And remember, they've got the open date on their calendar next weekend. But I think it's vitally important, Charles, that they focus on the task at hand here.
Absolutely, because these players, they know what's coming up. And the difference between taking time off following a win versus doing so on a 3-game losing streak, that's absolutely huge, because they may come back if they lose this game to a facility, and there may be new faces in there and some teammates lost.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. Looking to throw. McKinley. Throw caught by Achane. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Again, he'll drop to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have the Vikings first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. Running right, here's Achane. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. And this is incomplete.
Had an open man that time and ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Off play action. McKinley. He'll take a shot for the end zone. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. A big play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes, because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target to run the pass, exactly where he needed to be. A very mature player for the second-year quarterback.
Kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. And New York set to take the field. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived, as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
16 yards right off the bat with a first down.
I tell you what, when you're down on the scoreboard, you've got to look to your stars, and that's what they do here to start the drive. I wouldn't be surprised if they looked his way a few more times in short order. That one, well designed, and it's a quick first down.
And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. From the 46-yard line, a 2nd down and 6. They'll set up to throw. Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground. Jalen Phillips able to record his 5th sack of the season. He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. These sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
The Jets on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 17. From the gun, it's Hurts. Trying to lay one up deep. This is caught inside the 15. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. A great play there. 65 yards. And the Jets are an extra point away from evening this one up. Charles, there aren't really any slow receivers, but there's fast and then really fast. He's really fast, and he showed off the afterburners there.
And that he is, because when he took off, I was thinking there was no chance that he can actually reach him with that pass. Yet he did, and he's still sprinting. And just think about what that does for everyone else on his team, because his ability to stretch a field opens things up for the rest of the receivers on the team.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Vikings offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest. You get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Forced out to his left. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because he can throw the football. But how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Operating from the gun, McKinley. And it's caught. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings are going to take the lead.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like, based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
Now for the point after. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. So that drive, 4 plays, and it's polished off by a Viking score. Oh, now how about this return? And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Jets offense and their wide receiver getting set for this next possession. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in this first half, it has resulted in a big play, as borne out by the numbers. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Well, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground. Jalen Phillips. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
That one caught by Rice. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well. So that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field's still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. A give, running right, Achane. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the 1st at about the 21. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Jets will take over. Good starting position for the Jets as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. A short throw caught by Andrews. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the 1st half. To throw again on 2nd down. Hurts. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. Back to throw now on 1st down. He finds his man. Complete. That's Barnes. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. The NFL season going to be about 2/3 complete after this weekend. So lots to get to as we check out what's going on here in Week 11. We'll begin in the Alamo city of San Antonio, Texas, where you see the final score there. Xavier Worthy, a touchdown catch in the victory. From there, let's hop over to New England. Check out the Patriots at home in Foxborough. And they were winners in that one as they defeat the visiting Seattle Seahawks. Bijan Robinson, a touchdown run in the victory. Finally, let's get to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And they were winners in that game over the visiting Kansas City Chiefs. The Colts are most likely looking at a playoff-free season, but they do pick up win number 3 on the year. We saw a couple of high-octane offenses getting it done in the first half. Both teams had no problems moving the football. And you have to think, the team whose defense shows up in the second half is going to be the one who walks out of here with a victory.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The home team's offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And they love to find different ways to get him the football. We know that. And you can see he comes into this week 2nd in the NFL in receiving yards out of the backfield. And they'll send the tight end in motion left. The third quarter begins with a run by Achane. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Nice run defense presented there, and what I mean by that is discipline. Guys filling the right gaps in the right holes, no one over pursuing, and making a very nice play.
2nd and 9 now. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. There's a nice move. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. From the 47, it's 2nd and 5. at the 47-yard line. Up the middle, Achan. And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Back to throw. McKinley. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's got this down to the 35. Now Achan on 1st and 10. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
And that's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
2nd and 2. And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. In motion left goes a tight end. Off the play fake. McKinley. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Trenton Simpson, well, he just flew in there to drop him.
Now, how about that? Defensive coordinator perfectly in sync, dials up a blitz, and the man in the middle, he's the one who gets home.
Big Mike.
Big Mike.
Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try. And quite a bit of pizza in this box. It's a 53-yard attempt. And his kick is absolutely perfect. He's been automatic to this point of the season, and he commits on field goal here.
What a luxury it is to have a kicker who can defend the ball, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Now the Jets offense gets ready to head back on the field. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of the quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it's 2nd down. The middle they go. Atkinson. And some room to work. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. A Jet first down, 18 big yards that time.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Glad to have you with us from Minneapolis. Third quarter here, 2nd and 10. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hunter. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 13-yard line. Here's Hurts to throw. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. They'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll drop to throw. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Jalen Hurts, his 104th career touchdown, one shy of Tim Brown on the all-time list. And the Jets are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third.
Hey, you're down on the scoreboard, but now your offense is in close, and this is where, as a quarterback, you say, I've got to make a play here. Doesn't matter whether it's a pinpoint throw or a scramble like this one. He takes matters into his own hands and delivers a touchdown run.
Point after, right down the middle. And that cuts the lead to 3, 24-21. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the third quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the fourth quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
As they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. They'll look to throw now on first down. That's caught by Ware. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. 2nd down and a yard. On the handoff, it's Achane. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 52 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch, dragging the toes. That's going to be a first down. Well done. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to...
And now following that last play, I do believe we're going to get a review here. Yes, indeed, the red flag is out. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, That's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. Winds up a very good call there defensively to challenge that one, as that now will wind up an incomplete pass. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He's got it. This is Ware. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. McKinley. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. Off play action. McKinley. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a 1st down. They'll look to throw again. Dobbins on the slant route. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it's 2nd down.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. Back to throw. McKinley. Toward the pylon, but it's incomplete.
Well, it's been a tough go for him. These guys have been driving down the field, but defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a 4th down. Well played.
On 4th down, McKinley. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Vikings get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. And that's certainly an important touchdown there. It makes this a 2-score game.
But as we've seen, no lead is safe in this one with the way these two offenses have lit up the scoreboard. I would imagine that on their sidelines, they're both yelling at their defenses, hey, you want to get involved here? One big play from you, that could win the game for us.
The extra point splits the uprights, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. That one in the books as a 12-play drive, and it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Another drive coming up for New York's offense. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical. Hurts. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down. Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
He's going to float this one deep right side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
They end up getting stuffed twice after that 9-yard gain back on 1st down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the 1st down. Close it out.
And he's got the 1st down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. Hurts sets up to throw it. Yet again, targeting and fighting Mark Andrews. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him up to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 5. He finds his man, complete. That's Barnes. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 18. So they'll, of course, decline the pass interference there and wisely take the yardage.
And I think defensively he's saying, I was getting away with that in the first half. Why are you making that call now? But to me, that one was pretty easy to see. I don't understand what he's upset about. I think it was the correct call.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Throwing is Hurts. To the right side and caught by Dell. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Here's 1st and goal. Now back to throw. Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Tank Dell, his first touchdown on the year. And the Jets have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And it's finished off by a New York Jets touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. We've got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. They run the counter. Good. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. 3rd and 9 here. Looking to throw. McKinley. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
37 yards on the punt with no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So the Jets now down by a field goal. Just over a minute 40 to play. And they need at minimum 3 points out of this as they come up 1st and 10. Back to throw. Connecting with Andrews. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Back to throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Rice. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. He'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Barnes.
Nice, well-coached, a team that understands what's going on. They still have time to work the middle of the field as they just did there.
Throw left side, complete. That's Andrews. He has been terrific today, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Running flawless 2-minute drill right here. This has been quarterbacking 101.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. He's back to throw. He completes it to Hunter. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to potentially send us to overtime. And his kick is indeed good, and that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So in the final minute, they turn it over to their kicker to get him back to even, and he does not disappoint.
Brandon, do you think the pressure ever gets to this guy? Because I sure don't. That was pretty smooth right there. I'll tell you, he better not rest on his laurels because there's a good chance they may need him again if this game goes to overtime.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely I take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So the Vikings going to get the first chance to possess the football as we are back underway here in overtime. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. All set up for him right now, Charles. Opening possession of overtime, they've got the football. They also obviously have this home crowd behind them in a big way.
They get that extra energy from them, but they've got to be careful not to let that adrenaline get away from them and play too fast or create errors of their own making. Use that energy, embrace it, but make sure they channel it the right way. They've got a chance to go downfield, score a touchdown, and end this game.
They go play action here on first down. He finds his man, complete. It's Stevens. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first? Well, in overtime, I think coaches always wondering, where's that magic line for my kicker? They're already in field goal range after that big play.
I'm glad you brought that up because that magic line can change throughout the game. It's constantly being updated by teams. It starts with pregame. Okay, how do you feel? As the game goes on, they might ask him again, still feel that same number? Is it a different number? Right hash, left hash? What do you need? And that goes into the play calling in OT.
And this will be caught. Touchdown. They needed overtime to get it done, but put this one in the win column. So the game-winning touchdown came through the air in overtime. 4 quarters wasn't enough. We were treated to a really good one, weren't we, partner?
That we were, and I just love being able to be witness to a game like this all the way through. Who's going to win it? Oh, what? We're getting overtime? Great for us. A lot of tension on the field. Very tough. Not surprised it ended with a passing touchdown. That's the way we play in the NFL. And the execution is pretty darn good.
So for the Vikings, their playoff chances take an uptick as they move to 7-4. Enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Giants, their luck may have run out as they fall to 4-7 now in the year. They'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Vikings as we say so long from Minneapolis.